Want to welcome to the studio here OTEP for the very first time. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having us. We're really excited.
You bet. It's been welcome back to Boise. It's been a few years since you've done a show here at the Boise.
Yeah, I think it's been like 6 years, something like that.
It's been a long time.
That is. I mean,
For a while, it was pretty regular. Every 9 months or so.
I know. And we don't book the tour, so everybody understands.
Right.
Right. If I did, we'd play all the places we love, and this is definitely one of the places we love.
Well, that's great to hear. We're
let
excited.
my agent have a
have
a word or two after the
have a deep conversation about it. Tonight, Generation Doom tour, September morning. You've got Through Fire and Doll Bliss, I think it is. Doll Skin and Abacy. Tickets still available for that, so you should definitely get there and get some tickets. And after this, I think people will be really excited to do that. So the album Generation Doom is out now, and it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the artwork and the theme.
Sure.
If there is, it's it's Mad Max.
Indeed.
Perfect timing for that.
Yes.
That must have been a lot of fun to work around that and to come up with a concept for it.
It was. I mean, Mad Max is beyond being possibly one of the best action films ever made. I mean, the plot was very, very, I think, exciting for me to see that someone's actually speaking some truth to power as to a possible future for all of us, where we this sort of wasteland where very powerful people own all the resources, including water, and the rest of us have to just kind of bow beneath all of them. But then there was this one lone, hero or heroine, I suppose, whatever you're into, Furiosa, who is looking for the green place. And I think that's what we all want, right? We all want our own green place. And so utilizing that into the album art fit perfectly with what we were writing with Generation Doom.
Yeah, because I imagine you probably, when you sat down and started writing the record, I don't know if you were thinking, hey, this is going to line up right with this movie. It just happened to be similar themes. Yeah. Would it be fair to call it a concept album?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, Hydra was a concept album for sure.
Right.
It was based on a short story I wrote about a serial killer who was offended by other serial killers. She didn't think they had the right to do what she did, because they did it worse. So she was a mass murdering snob, but. This record was really just very organic. I went back to the way that I wrote the first record, which is from my private journals, my private poetry books. And me and Big Cat here, Aristotle, and we wanted to really go back to, I think, the core of who we are. And really, when we started writing the record, there was really only one rule. There were no rules. We didn't want to be genre specific. Those are for other people to categorize, not for us. We just want to write the songs that motivate us, that inspired us, and that came out of us, and that's what we did.
Yeah, there's a. It's very intense. Like an OTEP record is very intense. Is it fun to write an OTEP record?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Why would you ask? It wouldn't be. I mean, it's nice to be able to say what you want to say, and that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to say what I wanted to say, and not have anybody censoring me or editing me or try to tell me who I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to stand for. And when we write our songs, they're fun, and it's like this really, between Big Aristotle and I, the guitar player here, we get into these moments of just artistic chemistry that's beyond definition. It's really just it's alchemical. It's beautiful. Yeah,
it's awesome. And I was noticing in Feeding Frenzy, there's some like cool sound effects that kind of go along with the ideas of the album, and it's those kind of touches that are really fun.
Yeah, and we try to put a little artsy in on the frenzy. It helps, I think, translate it better. It also keeps it where we like to be, which is, we're a band driven to create art for art's sake. So that's why we try to make everything as cinematic as possible.
Yeah, and throughout the artwork of the album, by the way, and that's the thing sometimes I hate about the downloads. The digital downloads are great, but when you buy the CD or the vinyl, I mean, you get all the artwork that is really cool. Yeah. And then you get Ari all buffed out and oiled up,
that's right.
which is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
How about we do a little acoustic song here?
Sure. Hey, we're not prepared for that at all.
What?
Wow. Jeez, you want us to go grab some instruments or something? Somebody, quick. Sure, we'll do a song. This is off the new record, off of Generation Doom. It's a song called Lie. You'll think of me when the rain comes down. You'll think of me when the thunder rumbles the ground. You'll think of me when you try to dream. You'll think of me when all of your lies collide. I hurt so easy, but I never show it. You lie to my face. You lie behind my back. You lie, I've seen through your disguise. Burn the truth and tell another lie to my teeth. Spit your story out and leave, 'cause I don't hear a word you say to me. You lie. You lie. You lie. You'll think of me when the silence falls. You'll think of me, but I won't think of you at all. When the orchid blooms in the feral moon, you'll be stuck within the stitch you threaded with lies. It felt so good, but it never felt right. You lie to my face. You lie behind my back. You lie, I've seen through your disguise. Burn the truth and tell another lie through your teeth. Spit your story out and leave, 'cause I don't hear a word you say to me. You lie. You lie. You lie. You'll think of me. You'll think of me. You're not lying to me. You're lying to you. Beauty's only skin deep, but ugly goes all the way through. You lie to my face. You lie behind my back. You lie, I see through your disguise. Burn the truth and tell another lie. Spit your story out and leave, 'cause I don't hear a word you say to me. You lie. You lie. You lie.
Yes, that is awesome here in Studio 1X OTEP with Live from Generation Doom. Thank you to Core 14 and Coors Light, by the way, for helping out today. And you know, I'm going through the record, and generally on an OTEP record, you're going to find Treat, a cover song. So there's Royals there. It's a cover from Lord, and you know, I wonder if it's, you know, obviously a lot of the songs that you have obviously are statements. They make statements, and you're not just throwing on a cover song for no apparent reason because you dig a song. Maybe it also makes a statement. Is it difficult to find a song sometimes, or?
It is, and I think also, you know, labels always want you to cover a song, and so they threw a bunch of standards at us, which we could have done, I think, really, really well, and I think a lot of fans would have appreciated it, but it just wasn't. It didn't seem right for the record, the ideas they had. And so, you know, I grew up really poor, and nobody gave us anything. We earned everything we got. And so when I remembered that I really liked this song from this artist named Lord, and I remember that she wrote this song when she was like 15. And that really impressed me because most 15-year-olds aren't writing songs about how proud they are of their working class roots. They're writing songs about how much money they have and, boasting and bragging about this. Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have any rock stars driving through our neighborhoods with girls in bikinis and, fancy cars and stuff. I mean, we didn't see that. So those lyrics really spoke to me. And it was an easy choice, I think, because I could relate to her experiences. So we tried to make it ours, and it was difficult at first because it is such a great song, but it's a pop song. So how do we create it and make it ours, but still preserve it so that we honor the original artist? And I remember we listened to Johnny Cash's version of "Hurt" by 9 Inch Nails, and we heard that, we were like, that's it, that's how we do it. We make it our own and just live it and believe it, and I think it's really a powerful song, and we're really happy with it. Yeah,
it's awesome. It's a great example of how you can make a song your own, and both songs can stand alone and be great at the same time. And and then when you're doing it too, it maybe magnifies a little bit more.
Sure. Well, I remember when we played it for the producer Howard Benson. We didn't tell him what it was, and so the guitars come in, those big ja-jon, 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 and he just looked over at us and he kind of smiled a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, that's good. That sounds good." And then he heard the lyrics, the vocals come in, and there's this huge smile just cut across his face, and he just pointed at me across the room like, "You did it, kid." And so it was like, all right, we're really onto something here, and it is what it is. I think it's a really powerful song. And it's ripe for it, politically and culturally, for the working class. I think it's time we get celebrated for all that we do.
Yeah, it fits in perfectly with everything, and you guys did a great job with it, for sure.
Thank you.
How about another song?
I think we'll do that. I think we'll do Royals, and we're gonna do a little bit. Give you guys a little special treat on this one. We're gonna do it our way.
Nice. OTEP here in a live X session.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies. And I'm not proud of my address in a torn up town. No postcode envy. But every song's like gold teeth, gray goose, tripping in the bathroom, blood stains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like Cristal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair. And we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck's just aim for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. You can call me Queen Bee. And baby, I'll rule. I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy.
That's awesome. Royals from OTEP here in an X session. Thank you so much. You know, we have a lot of bands come through and do sessions, and I love a lot of those bands, but not all of them are artists. And so for me and for us, it's a huge honor for you to come in and do this, because we recognize that you're just more than a band, that you're an artist as well. And so for you to come in and do this today means a lot for us. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Tonight at the Knitting Factory is going to be awesome. You should definitely get your tickets. The Generation Doom tour. And there are some tickets available. I just have one last question here. There's a at the end of the album, On the Shore, there is a hidden track on there.
Oh, thanks for giving it away.
Well, listen, at least I do my homework.
Yeah. Hey, good job for listening all the way through. Yeah. It's like 3 minutes in, I think. Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is a much longer track. There's got to be something here. And is that a message in particular to somebody, or is it just... I mean, it's deeply personal. It seems personal.
It is. And this is... like I said, I went back to my personal diaries, my journals, and my poetry to write this record, and which I think in the past a lot of my albums have been about, since Sevis Tra, maybe since The Ascension really, but the records have been about trying to get people to wake up and realize what's going on in this country, and to really try to get them to be motivated to be a part of the system. And then Hydra came, and I wrote it. It's sort of a concept, artsy record, and then. I took about 2 years off just to rediscover why music is important to me, and because after dealing with labels and executives and these people who are trying to say, oh, you're too heavy to fit in this box, but you're not heavy enough to fit in this box, so we don't know what box to put you in, so we're going to force you into this box. And so I didn't want to be like, no pun intended, but I didn't want to be in anybody's box. But so for this one, I started writing. Aristotle and I started writing again, just for fun. We were touring for about just on our own, just having a good time, unsigned, just going out and playing for fans, and really realizing we didn't need a whole lot of help. We could just do it on our own, and that helped us, I think, rediscover music. And we started writing, and then I had kind of a difficult personal event happen, a breakup, and. But I had never loved anybody like that, and I had never been loved like that. So that was really hard for me that my first love is happening right now, and that was a really hard thing for me to deal with. My companion, my lover, my best friend, my confidant was gone. All those people were in one person, and suddenly nobody. And so I went back, to try to, it's okay to be sad, I think. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to feel resentment and be betrayed. But don't just let it inhabit you. Get it out of you. And that's been the message since the first record, Sevis Tra, Art Saves Backwards. And so I started writing in my poetry books, and one of the lines in that poetry book was, there's something wrong with me for thinking something's right with you. And that ended up becoming In Cold Blood.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the album sort of spawned from those poetry books. And I think everything on this record is more or less a message to me, in some ways. I mean, it's for everybody, but it's really just a very personal record. So, yeah, that track is called You Call, and it's based on an actual human being. You know who you are.
Well, thank you so much for art is pain sometimes.
It is. And also, don't date a writer if you don't want to be written about.
Right? You better look out.
I mean, there's pros and cons, but that's a con.
Generation Doom, it's awesome. You should check it out. Definitely, it'd be best if actually you came down to the Knitting Factory tonight and bought the CD at the merch table. That would be the best way to do it. So tonight at the Knitting Factory, it's going to go off. It's going to be awesome. OTEP, thank you so much for coming in, spending time with us. Dan, back to you in the studio. Bam.